What's up, everybody? This is your boy Drew Cappuccino in the house with another great episode of Paws podcast with Nicole Shuma. Listen, if you like what you see here today, go to the old Google box there, click on the old YouTube. 216 Creator Studios, hit that live tab, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you ding that bell for future notifications. We do appreciate you watching and your support. Nicole, how have you been?
Pretty good, busy.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's been a minute since we've been together.
I know. I just can't get a day off from fostering, raising money, helping organizations out, fostering. Yeah, my life's like a little tornado.
You know, we're Gen Xers, so we like to talk on the phone, and that hasn't happened because it's been texts and emails.
Yes.
And no emojis because we don't know how to read those yet.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of fun doing it. You got some great guests today. I'm excited about, and we have a wonderful, wonderful animal in here today that I might take home with me later. That's always the best way to start a show.
Right.
With kissing.
With kissing.
There's kissing.
Yes.
Nicole, what do we got today?
Well, today we have Common Ground. We have Stacey. And we have Natalie, who is Max's handler. And I'm going to let you go right into his spiel so he can take a break. And then I'll come back. So what do you want people to know about Max?
Well, Max is adoptable. He is one of our longest running adoptables. He is an only dog, and I do believe that may be part of it, but he's also got a little black dog syndrome, but he is amazing. He is a swimmer by trade. He is a button changer, which means that he will change out his buttons at home when he wants to communicate with you. He has a absolutely cuddle bug, couch potato personality. So this is a dog that will give you about 5-minute Zoom and then back to the couch for cuddles. So if you are a one dog, one home,
no cats.
No cats. No, just him. He's great with people. Just he doesn't have companionship with canines. It's a human experience he's looking for. So if you're looking for that one and only bug on your couch that wants to be everything to you and dedicate himself, Max is our boy.
And how do they look up Max? Where can they go?
He is right on our website. He is on the home page. He is on Pet Finder, and there's a link that will take you right to him. And it explains all his personality, behavior, and cuddle bug syndromes. He's a kissaholic, so be careful on that end. But he is a wonderful little man. We do a foster to adopt, so we invite you to take the experience with us the whole way, and we're right there with you.
Natalie, is there anything you'd like to say about Max?
What you see here is pretty much what you get at home. You tell him he's not allowed on the couch, he will jump up on your lap. So he's not touching the couch.
Smart. He's intelligent. He's a very intelligent dog.
He figures out routine pretty quickly, and all over, great dog.
Awesome.
You ready to get down, bud?
Okay, so we're going to give him a break and let him run around. So when Drew sent me your information, I was so excited. Then I started creeping you.
I love it.
And I started watching your videos. And I just got chills right now because you can tell that you put your heart and everything you have into your events, the things that you do for animals, the things that you do for people. When those little old ladies and men were coming down in the hallway in their walker, I lost it.
Yeah.
I was just like, so what you do is amazing. And that's why I was so excited when you wanted to come here. And we got to get the word out there. We got to let people know what you do. And want them to donate and want to help you and see how wonderful and everything that you do,
What an honor. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm honored that you're here because you were so far ahead of me in I don't want to say accomplishments because we're probably at different levels. You've been in it longer. I'm just kind of starting I've always done fostering and stuff, but I want to take it to the next level, like with this podcast. I think it's important to have people know what we're all doing
Absolutely.
and that we can all come together, help each other out, and go back and forth. I really think that if we create an animal camaraderie between the organizations, there's a lot we can do for each other.
Oh, absolutely. I think animals are a conduit in general. If you are someone who has a hard time engaging with people, usually animals are the way that we can share that without sharing it. You know, it's a I don't have to touch you, I don't have to talk to you, but I could do it through this animal, this
Exactly.
dog, this cat, whatever input. So I'm a firm believer. They heal the world.
Oh, definitely, definitely. So how did you get started? I mean, where did,
It's it started about 2017, and it came out of a desire to reach into places that were really kind of invisible. You know, being an urban, a city person, you have a need for something, you see someone that is just out down on their luck, you can usually find someone to help. And back in 2017, Rescue had some really rural places that had dogs starving, literally starving in a pound. They had no resources. People were invisible. So a bunch of us just kind of got together and we loaded up some trailers and we brought a bunch of stuff down south to Southern Illinois. And what I saw there was mind blowing. I saw people galvanized by a need and a hope that they might be able to get one item, and saw a woman in a wheelchair wheel herself in over 90-degree heat to get items, and she would not take a ride back. She had pride, but she had stuff on the back of that chair, and off she went. And I thought to myself, geez, I could walk down the street, I could walk on a door, I could knock on that door, I could get help easily. And this woman wheeled herself blocks. And I realized at that moment that we were not operating on common ground in all places.
right?
So 2019, fast forward, we became 501c3, and we just reached into communities that were invisible. And that was the desire. And we found the animals that were invisible and we took them with us. And it just became a way to help people through pets. And we just showed up.
That is truly amazing. And what you have become today, and all of the things that you do, and all of the people and the animals that you reach is phenomenal. We have, oh, I don't know what's in my pocket, but if he eats it, it's okay.
Go search, bud. Go search. Go search behind Stacey.
I'm not going to comment on that one. You know, if you're walking around with a ham sandwich or something, that's on you.
They're right.
He is all
No, I
over that.
You know, it
There's
would
a
be
hint.
like gum or Tic Tacs or something like that.
Quick story. So when I was in the hospitality industry, we had a staffing company. I had to pick a name. She would always stay in the office with us. Her name was Peaches. Double E. And she would always greet everybody at the door. She must really like you. He's like, no, man. I got a ham sandwich in my pocket. I'm sorry, what? He's like, yeah, ham sandwich. I'm like, okay. He takes the bus and the train, the blue line to get out to the office, you know, kind of thing. And so his nickname was Ham Sandwich.
Love it.
Literally carried a ham sandwich.
Everybody's friend, mostly the dogs.
Yeah, know what? He'll be running down the street. He's just got a ham sandwich in his pocket. So, can you tell me, who do you care about?
The most vulnerable.
Okay.
We really our sweet spot is most assuredly those that really are down on their luck, and we're not permanent. We're not permanent help. We're temporary. We're, you know, you have a critical need, we'll give you just enough to get through that so that you can figure out something else, because we're not everything to everyone, but we'll come in to senior citizens that are just down, like the video we have out there. Christmas time, nobody had toilet paper, they literally were putting on a post that says we just need something. And so we as an organization just showed up with all kinds of stuff, and the prayer they gave, the kudos, it was unreal. Those were people that were so grateful, and they're everywhere. So
Oh, you could tell.
you
You
could
could you
feel
could
it.
tell and you could feel it just by watching it. I couldn't even imagine if I was there what I would
Oh,
have felt.
it was something to behold. And, it's heartbreaking. These are people without families. These are people down on their luck, and there was nobody showing up for them. And that's
Yeah.
heartbreaking.
That's very, very sad. Now, did the place contact you, or how do you find out? Or is it by word of mouth? Is it
So for that particular one, I just saw a woman who lived at that building who put out a post that said, "Hey, we got some people here that are really suffering. It's approaching the holidays, and they don't have soap, they don't have this." And I was like dumbfounded. I was like, "What? This is my town." I was like, "This is Elgin. You don't have toilet paper."
right?
I was
Yeah,
like, "How could that And then I thought to myself, "Yeah, when you don't have money, you don't have money to buy anything. So that's one of the items you don't buy."
right, exactly.
So we
And all
we
it
called.
takes is a little bit of kindness. It's like I'm kind of like you that wants to help. And one day I was at Walmart and I was grocery shopping, and this little old lady was putting all of her stuff up, and it got to a certain amount, and she's like, "Oh, I have to put all these items back," and I'm like what? I'm like, no, put all that on my. She was putting back fruit. She was putting back yogurt.
Oh, that's
She
awful.
was putting back all the healthy stuff because, of course, it's a little more
Oh yeah.
expensive.
Get
Um,
a little more for a cheaper item than she would for the more
right.
expensive.
Tomatoes, there's no way. I have a mother. I would never let my
Ooh,
mother go hungry.
God.
And I'm just like, it only takes little bitty acts of kindness. And sometimes just when you stop and pay attention, it makes all the difference in the world to people.
I'll tell you, this is one of those catalytic moments when you think about our life imprint and how far out it travels and how many times you touch another person, and to not talk about it, to not share those experiences, it creates this, I think, a silo effect. And by you having this podcast, I think that this is an incredible thing to unite people in the fact that like you said, you were one person at Walmart, and you were able to, or Target, wherever it is you're going,
Yeah,
you were able to change that woman's life.
right.
Simple as that.
And you don't even have to do like a monetary like I did. You're going to your car and there's a little old man who can't get his groceries in his car.
Yes.
Pick the two bags up and put them in their trunk. There's just that is my goal with my podcast, is just to spread joy and the lovingness. And I just think people are too busy to be kind sometimes and take the time for someone else. And it's sad
Yeah.
that we're like that.
I think it's easy to forget to be kind. And
Yeah.
that's I think where humanity is maybe shifting a little bit, that we're so internalized, we're on our phones, that we forget that that act can change someone's entire day. It could give them the hope they need to make it to tomorrow. A lot of mental illness out there. If we're not kind to each other, what
Right.
is there?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think maybe a little more understanding. And I believe like connecting all these organizations, whether that's animal related or human related, I want to highlight what each place does. And if we just keep connecting, can you imagine what we can do?
Oh, the ripple effect is huge.
Exactly.
Huge.
You meet this person and that person, and then you're meeting someone. I know someone who can get you that. Okay. And then
Oh
you're
yeah.
like, when I get something you can use, I will do that for you.
I call that the human collective. That is absolutely, it's what we do. It's like we take things from one area that come in such an array of abundance, and we're not even aware of the abundance we have until you go to a community where you're driving through it and you're like, "Oh, this is a rundown, no one lives here." And then you see a child in a lawn and you're like, "Oh my God, there's a family there." And there's no piece of that house that looks like a house. Then you realize we are not all on common ground. So then you bring a little here and a little there that we all have excess of, especially us in the urban setting. We have so much excess, and if we shared it, It's incredible what happens with that. You gather to give.
Yeah, I'm a garage sale nut. Like I'll spend a whole entire day, and it'll be either all focused for animals or humans, and I just take it whoever needs it.
And I love you said that you talk to people because you're spreading, you're educating, you're
I talk a
advocating,
lot.
and you get them to be like, well, why don't you take all that and you just do what you do and go bring it where you need to bring it. And all of a
Right.
sudden you've got more for less because of compassion and kindness.
Right.
That'll-
I love now, like in my community, I live in Belvedere, and they're like, "You're the cat lady. You're the ferret lady. You were at our Boy Scout meeting." I love doing things with kids, so I take my ferrets and train,
Oh,
or
that's great.
you know, let the kids handle them and learn about them and stuff like that. So I also like to give back to the kids and be a part of that with them.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah. All right. What do we got here?
That definitely sounds a lot better coming from you than it would from me, because that's my ice cream truck parked outside. Listen, a couple things that you guys got to know, and what I'm loving that I'm hearing right now is, and I know it's very cliche, but you guys are being the change that you want to see in the world today.
Yes.
And it's when you turn on, and listen, I'm in media, right? But you turn on the TV or you turn on YouTube and you watch the one wrong thing, right? That spirals, and then you're in the rabbit hole of nothing but that negativity. And 9 times out of 10, the internet is based upon opinion. So I usually tell people, be careful what you want to consume.
Oh, yeah.
Consume facts, not opinion. Because once it goes in that noggin of yours, you can't get rid of it.
Oh, yeah.
And then you start becoming that space you're watching. You're running yourself. What you guys are doing is you're building it right now. 2 people got together from me.
Yeah.
Not that I'm going to take all the problem. But listen, if you're a relationship builder, and
Yes.
that's what I do. And this is how organically you grow your business, you grow your personal life, is through relationships. And you two have so much awesome in common that I think that's a word, by the way. That I think
Wikipedia.
is now, right? That I think that coming together can really make a huge difference in the world that you're working in.
I hope so. I really do.
Yeah. I just wanted to check.
That's right.
Love
You're
it.
all good. I mean, we can use any kind of input. And my thing too is like, I always look in a bad situation, the best that you can get out of it and how you can make it not so bad and what you can get good out of it. I mean, I think we need to dig deeper in our souls and, you know,
Oh, yeah.
so you deal with animals and you deal with people. So with the animals, it's like, what are your hows and your numbers and problems and hurdles and
So we're kind of a hybrid of an organization. We lean a lot into community, and that takes away from some of our ability to take in adoptables. So, like right now, we have 3 altars that we're doing in community where families are having accidental quote quote litters.
spade and neuter.
Yeah, so
Spade and neuter.
we're stepping in to close some of those doors. It's become very expensive to alter pets unless you're in a clinic. So we position a lot of our rescuing in terms of avoiding adding into the overflow. So we step into communities and try to keep the pets in homes first. So
That's the most important. I'm all
Yeah.
for that.
I feel the
All
less
for
change,
that.
less transition is always good. So that's our first step. So we have temporary transitional fostering that we do where we are just someone's in a hard pinch. Usually it's a senior, it's someone who is a veteran who may need to go into a program and needs a set amount of time, hold
Yeah.
on to an animal and then put them back in that home so that they're a family. So we don't have high numbers and we do foster to adopt. So our imprint with the rescues that we take in under our own organization is pretty long. We're there and they're medically everything is done to the nth degree and before we adopt them out. So we're a little longer in how we hold on to them. And the other aspect of it is if we could not take them in, that's probably even better for us.
Exactly.
So we're kind of our hurdles become. Last year we had higher funds that came in. We had a lot of in-kind donations that allowed us to expand our medical reach, and that allowed us to do a lot more. But this year we are down 75% in donations. So our ability to do both well isn't there. So we're kind of a split hybrid, and we're taking in what we can. So right now we probably have maybe a dozen to 20 that are either in flow of foster to adopt, or just ones that we're caring for.
Okay.
And then the other part of what we do is the community aspect, which is building collectives. Like right now we have a collective that we're holding, and usually we rent or take a transportation out to an area. Usually it's quite a distance away, so we're filtering our money towards gas, renting vehicles, buying things that that community may need that we can't get through corporate sponsors. So our money is kind of spread around, so we're not dedicated in terms of having high numbers of adoptables. And we're really kind of the ones we do take in are usually the ones that are of a longer walk.
Okay.
Longer. We took one. She was in a shed for a year and a half, actually a couple, almost 2 years, and we took her, and it took her a while to transition out of that mindset.
Oh, right.
So a year later, you know, she was adoptable, but we held on to her. We treated her like she was our own. So all that costs money, and every foster we have, we dedicate resources to. As you know, fosters are supposed to not incur expenses. So,
Oh,
you know.
well, they do.
We do not pay a penny unless we choose to.
Oh,
In
yeah.
our rescue.
You should see my cat
As
food
the foster
bill.
and the foster director, I mean, his favorite thing are animal crackers, so Max gets animal crackers.
I think that's amazing. I think I'm going to go get some animal crackers for my dogs and see if they like them. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
real quick, I just want to interject. So if you look at the screen there, and, you know, listen, they're a 501c3. There is a way you can help. You can donate to the cause. Help them grow, right? Help the animals. Help people. Help the animals. A lot of people are like, well, what can I do? Well, yeah. Listen, go on their website. Common Ground. It looks like -crn.org. Ways you can give. Hit the donate button, and it's whatever you can get, right? Stacey, is that right?
Oh, absolutely.
Is it like a set amount?
No, you can it's any amount you want to give, and you know, it's minus the percentage the credit card companies will take out of that.
Correct.
But you know, there's no small amount because again, the collective builds. It together there's so much more we can do than alone. So
Well,
every bit.
and listen, if it comes down to that, go in the old cigar box, pull out the cash, and you know, Stacey, she'll take
Yep.
cash. Right? She's not afraid.
Right.
Not at all. Well, I'll meet you.
Well, and you know what the other thing is that even if it's $1 or $5, it every time somebody donates, or if they bring a supply, or let's say a bottle of bleach.
Oh,
You
gosh,
need lots of bleach,
God, yeah.
laundry soap, whatever. So now that is money.
100%.
It doesn't have to be cash, credit. So okay, so whatever that bleach costs, okay, now that's back in your money fund. I didn't have to take the money out for that and spend it. So wherever you put it or however you donate is all part of the puzzle.
It is. It's the, you know, you give the way that you're able to give in your life. That's and it's just that outward action, just maybe something. You know,
Right.
whether it's that pay for something in front of someone, or maybe it's helping them down a step. Maybe it's seeing someone that is having a hard time with their cart and take it from them. It's so simple, and that is such a catalyst for someone. You know, when someone helps you, it makes you feel not so alone, and that's the goal, I think, is that we're all not alone.
Well, and on top of that, when you want to help somebody, that doesn't necessarily mean bring out your phone.
Hey,
That
yeah.
means that, look what I just did.
From the heart.
Right. If it's true, if
Right.
it's from the heart, it's not from your camera.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have to record it.
Being unknown sometimes is the best way to do. I helped a woman who came in. I was at a harbor. This is after the Carolinas, and I say that like they don't exist anymore. At this point, they're in peril. But her husband was a forest ranger, and they were on vacation when it happened. So he had to rush back. She's driving around with her kid, trying to get her gloves and goggles and stuff to bring back with her. And she went to the kid. I was like, and I know the story. Don't get Steve. He's like, oh, Steve's not here, and even if he was, it's still us. And I was like, okay, clear the shelves. I'm paying for it. And
Amen.
and listen, people need help. They need help, not because it was something that I can go, oh, look what I did. It's because it's the right thing to do. That's what Mom taught me.
Yeah.
And she would roll over in her grave if I did any different.
Yeah.
Right?
And you could do it, so you did. So
Correct.
that's the moment.
Correct. Sometimes it's to a fault, though, too, where I'm like, my wife's like, you did what, huh? I'm like, well, I'm like, ramen's good. We're good for a while, right? But I mean, listen, if it needs to happen, it needs to happen. So it's those little things, those tiny little things that you can do to help that make the big difference. I like where you're going.
Yeah. I feel like, we are each other's family at some point. I feel as the world turns, charity is someone's family.
Yes.
The organizations that step in, they are usually a conduit for loss, for absence of something that is needed. And hopefully if we can all, like you say, connect in those manners that we all need something from, the engagement, the impact, we all have something to give.
Right. And if you can't use it here, you give it over here. Or, hey, I know so and so. It's all about connecting. It's like that's why if you go on my Perks for Paws Facebook, everything on there is low cost spade and neuter, or somebody Humane Society, or somebody doing this, or
I
somebody
love that.
doing
Get
that.
the news out. Go find it.
Again, I can talk a lot. So what really inspired me to do this was I was in Menards one day, and I don't know if it was like little old lady and man day or whatever, but we ended up around this dog toy bin, and we're picking out dog toys, and we're looking at them, and you start talking, and they were talking about having to surrender their animals because they couldn't afford their prescriptions, and they couldn't afford dog food or vet care. And I'm like, no, don't do that. There's help out there. There is always some way, either spade, neuter, the different dog food pantries that are out there. Even if it's just for a month or whatever, take the burden off of the dog food, the cat treats, whatever you need, a set of shots, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Don't. When I hear people want to surrender their animals because they can't afford it, you can. It's a little bit of work, but that's why I share everything, and that's why I want to have people here
to get it out. I was just gonna say, how do people know unless they hear it from somebody else? And what a great conduit, open
Right.
open the airways and share that knowledge.
Yes. Yeah. Just, oh my gosh. It's crazy. It's crazy how many people need help. What events do you got coming up?
Oh, we've got some, so November 9th, we are loading a trailer to bring goods out to rural areas. So that is a volunteer experience. And that's to kind of, again, bring to the most vulnerable, to those that don't have a access point to goods. So we're going to load November 17th. We're going to be at the Sandlots in Salem. We're going to have a little
Wisconsin.
football and fundraising. Packers.
Salem, Wisconsin.
Did I say Wisconsin? Salem,
No.
Wisconsin.
You just said
Sorry.
Salem.
Thank you. Salem, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Go to the right place, the right state. Yeah, Salem, Wisconsin. And we're going to do some football fun, bring out some adoptables.
They're cute.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Got some pups coming up. And then we're celebrating our 5-year anniversary in November. So
Yay!
yeah, that is huge for us. It's an honor to be helping people for this long. So
That's amazing. I can't even imagine how many animals and how many humans you have touched.
it's not a number, but it hopefully is a feeling that we are growing. Hopefully.
I was just gonna say that it's more of the feeling,
Yeah.
and you almost feel your heart swell
There's
because
a depth to it that is, I think the people that come to charity are broken in some way. We're trying, we understand the pain of people.
right,
So, it makes you feel good to help someone, and when you see it in their face, there's nothing like it.
right. I think it's more. I get more out of the receiving than the giving. You know what I mean? Because these people are just like, or these animals that you get that you bring in your foster, they're broken.
Oh,
They wherever they came from or whatever happened to them.
didn't know what they had. Then you show them.
Right. Sometimes you have to teach them to be an animal all over again.
Yeah.
And what toys are, what love is, what not being hungry is. I mean, I don't know. It's just amazing.
It is. We are named Common Ground because I am a firm believer that until we all travel that ground together and there's a commonality to it, we don't know what we don't know. And we don't know what people go through, and we don't know how this all works or is supposed to work. So, as a sustainable grassroots agency and organization, our goal is just to say, hey, let's just walk it together. And maybe you have something I need, and I can give you something that I have that you need, and we can make this whole crazy thing work.
Yeah. It just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of effort. And I know people are busy with their lives, but hopefully through this podcast, we can, and your organization, we can encourage,
How
even if
nice.
it's little. If you
Yeah.
get 20 little things,
Yeah.
that's a big thing.
And I'd love for it to be something that maybe parents bring their kids around your podcast and introduce them to, what the world is outside of our own solo actions. Like, if we do it all together, what is it we could build? What is it you can do? What is it you can be? And
Right.
it's not a profession, but it's maybe a profession of the heart. I don't know.
I agree. I love that profession of the heart. When my kids were growing up, I tortured them. I still torture them. That was my job as their mother. But on Sundays, we used to go to the Humane Society and walk dogs,
Rarity.
and go in by the cats. And I mean, I made them give back to people and animals.
Huge. Look what you turned out to be. Natalie's the same way. Her mom taught her charity of people and pets.
Yep.
Right.
I've been involved with homeless shelters since kindergarten, so 5.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So
Kudos
And the
to
heart she
your mom.
has. Very much so.
Dad was actually people, mom was dogs.
Amazing.
So
Wow. I love it. And so what were the different things that you did?
so I used to be when Pads Lake County was a rotating church site. I
Okay.
used to go to my church the third Tuesday of every month. And when I started, it would just be set up beds, get lunches ready, that type of thing. And I would be gone before the guests would get there for the night. You technically have to be 18 to be there when the guests are there. I think I started staying when I was like 14, maybe a little younger. But it was, behind the kitchen, or it was helping the kids with their homework. Because you see kids in those situations.
Oh yeah.
It literally breaks your heart. But their parents couldn't help them with math, or they didn't have the energy to help them with math. So I would sit there and help them with their math homework. And then eventually became a site manager once I was 21, because you have to be 21 to be a site manager.
Oh, amazing.
So-
What knowledge and experience.
Yeah.
First
And then dog rescue, I've been in that since 2012, officially. I've always had rescue dogs my entire life, though.
Nice.
I was looking through photos and I sent Stacey a picture of me in diapers with a rescue dog. So
longevity.
it's been a while.
That's amazing. And my parents were very good about, teaching us. And my dad's biggest thing was always, Nicole, you can't save everyone and everything. But I'm like, yeah, but I can try.
The effort's all in the effort. That's
Right,
all it is.
it's in the effort and wanting to do it and help others. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. How can we help our listeners? What if somebody's listening right now and they need help? What would you, or how can they reach out to you, either animal or human wise?
So the best thing that they could, if they have a phone or internet, they can send us an email, or there's a phone number on our website that they can call and leave a text message or a voicemail, and they can let us know what's happening. What do they? If we cannot help, then there are resource partners that may be able to lend a hand, lend guidance, let tips. There's a lot of access points that we may not be the person for, but we may have some knowledge about how to go about it. So reach out and let us know what is the need.
That's another thing. I'm glad that you brought that up. I might not know everything about what somebody needs, but if I can find out, I will find out.
Yeah.
I will send you where you need to go to get there.
Oh, that in probably no one really realizes that knowledge is a gift to somebody who is incapable of accessing it.
Right, exactly.
It's a gift.
Yeah, you just learn to connect people, and I don't want you to do it, but I actually love this like you do. So, I mean, it's easy for us.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why we're good at connecting and thinking, and I'm like always thinking of others, or what can I do next, or who can I help? And I truly love that.
When you do it from the heart, I don't think it takes effort and you don't have to think about it. And I don't think it becomes something you have to plan for. It's not something you bring your phone out for. It's not content.
Right.
It's community. It's life.
So,
Yeah.
so listen, folks. 708-502-3000 is that phone number. If you have a question or you want to talk to Stacey,
Yeah.
go ahead and reach out to that. They do have an email address here. I do have your website up and your URL, or what I like to call URL,
Yeah.
is up there. And so looking at your website, I love it because you got so much in here.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Hours given. I mean, you even got analytics on here of the stuff that you're doing, which is fantastic because when you donate money to something, and you just don't know.
Yeah. What's your
Yeah.
imprint? What's your dollar imprint?
Right.
Right.
Where is that money really going? And what is he driving Jaguar?
No one's paid here.
It's like,
Free all the time, every day.
Oh,
Yeah.
He pulls up in the beater car, but then parks that.
yes.
The Jaguar.
Yeah.
Roadhouse.
Yeah.
But there is a get involved ways you can give, volunteering, how to connect, a donate now button, and it just kind of walks you through step by step here with the common ground people. I think that'd be important for anybody that want to reach out and have a chat with Stacey. That'd be great. Now listen, I'm going to throw something out there, and you heard it from me first because I want to be known as this first, right? So I'm going to vent. So here's my idea for the book. Right?
Okay.
It is called Wagon Walk Wine and Talk. That you get to sip wine, have conversations,
I'm
and
in.
walk around.
Love it.
Sponsored by all the local veterinarian hospitals as well as food stores, and that money, the more they donate to, goes towards the cause. And it's
Love
brought to
it.
you by Paws Podcasting.
Love
So,
it.
If you have more ideas,
First one's free.
but listen, tell me who's doing that.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
How many pet lovers out there are going to show up to this, pay the admission fee,
Oh, yeah.
walk their animals, stop every, 20 seconds and get another pour on
Oh, yeah.
their wine to do so.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, thank you.
I actually think
And
that would be great. And you could get distributors to donate the wine.
100%.
And on your walk,
And if we get a couple beer people too, for the people that don't like wine.
Wine?
Growler fun.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know who doesn't like wine, but
Now, listen, locally, if you go to Crystal Lake Brewing and have that conversation with them, and it's their beer being sponsored out there, all day,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
can we
Yeah.
tell them you sent us?
No. But actually, you can. You can let them know that Cappuccino said, hey, this might be a great idea. Let us know what your thoughts are.
Okay.
Absolutely.
right.
And, that event's going to cost you just
Right.
time.
Right.
As long as you talk to the wherever you're doing it, if it's the village or the city, like, hey, listen, we need these streets from here to
Yeah.
here. That's all it is a phone call. And then promotion, market.
Mhm.
Right. Or I think would be really cool too is if you did it at a park. I don't know geographically around this area,
Sure.
but if you had a park with paths that twisted turn, you get the beautiful, you get the ambiance, you get the wine.
Which is true, but think about this. If
Okay.
you're actually walking around a downtown area,
Other people
stores,
see you and want it.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
not only that,
small
you
business.
hit those businesses and say, would you like to sponsor this walk? And then
We're
Cleveland
right by
Six
ya.
comes out, does a presentation as you walk by their business. We do their
It's
That's
endless
great.
what you can do. Hmm.
This is where I drop the microphone. It's on the stand.
Yeah, whatever.
Your job is over.
But see, this is what it takes, right? This is what it takes to get community involved. And, Nicole and I have had conversations about, the senior citizens that can't afford the vaccines. Can't afford, I mean, listen, not like you guys can. You're fostering all these animals. That gets
Mhm.
expensive.
Yeah.
right? But yet we have doctors that will go to Uganda for free and help. Why can't we find veterinarians that will do, hey, every quarter, we're going to be at this location at this time, and this is the discount, and it's a massive discount where it's affordable for everybody to be able to do
You would not realize how many spay neuter clinics, vaccination clinics have closed down and are no longer around. It's these access points for affordable vet care are siphoning off, and those that are left have an overabundance of people that need that. So it takes longer. So you get a lot more of those accidental litters.
Right.
Right.
But there is something to be said. It's tangible to do clinics. It's just getting the right partners involved because everybody needs that help. I mean, this is one of those things where from city to urban to rural, this is hitting everybody. And it's for those of us who are in rescue and are adopting and rescuing these animals to put them back out there, it's something people are thinking about.
Yeah.
And it needs to be affordable. But there's also some things that we can and should be doing to talk about that and to make it accessible to people.
Exactly. I really want to. I don't want to say anything negative about veterinarians because there's a lot of good veterinarians out there. But I would just want someone who watches this to stand up and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to give a day. I'm going to give 4 hours on a Saturday.
Yeah, it would be nice and it would be on the backs of corporate veterinarian practices because the small mom and pop ones give a lot as is. Our best partners are small mom and pops that that can't afford to give, but they give heavily. And
Yes.
our bigger ones are the ones where I have a hard time getting anything out that isn't just an over the 10-20%, which I'll take it. Absolutely. Thank you. But it's backbreaking when you're talking dozens coming through there.
And that's
Right.
sad because they lose more money when they sleep, and their marketing dollars is where that money goes to.
100%.
And so, they're dividing that up to whoever outside the SMB market, small, medium
Yeah.
size. When you get into that VC category, and then that's changing into an enterprise corporation as a business consultant. That's what I come to try to for leadership development. What you don't see is what their bottom line really is. So one hiccup in a data $650,000. And they're like, oh, but God forbid if they can't take the write-off.
Yeah.
Right? So I can understand that, but it's always about the who, and you have to find the right who in those organizations.
Yeah.
That's going to make that difference. So if you're the right who out there, reach out.
Right.
Yeah.
Help make a difference to it.
Yeah.
Prove us wrong. Prove Cappuccino wrong. I dare you.
I had a little double dare.
I love that. Yes, absolutely. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, I think that there's always a way
Yeah.
to make things better and make things work. I'm not gonna lie, fostering's not easy.
Oh, it's one of those things where you spread yourself thin, and
Yes.
and it's easy to do because you care.
Right. And you don't know how to say no
Yeah.
because your heart's just like, okay, if I turn my walk-in closet to a birthing center, I can get a pregnant mama cat in there. I have 6 kittens in the kitten room. I have a puppy downstairs, and then now my living room has turned into, I got a cat in a big playpen. I got my ferrets over here. I got a puppy station over here. And then my mom brought me this big thing
I told
where
you
all
she's
the
great.
blankets and supplies go.
You know
So,
what?
yeah.
I'll tell you right now,
Yeah.
as someone who runs a rescue, I am the gatekeeper, and I would prevent you from ruining your personal, professional, and compassionate life to giving it all, because you look like someone who you give it all, and you are saving in numbers. So I would probably stand in front of you and be like, Nicole, do you really need those 3 new ferrets? Do you really need those 3 ferrets? And you'd probably say, yes, I do.
Yeah.
You would.
do.
You would.
Yeah, because I can always find space. It might not be easy, and then the other thing is my life is a lot of poop and pee.
Of course. That's a
And
foster's
growing
life.
up, and just it's sometimes you don't see good stuff.
Well, you also take the ones that they have extra layers to them. So
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
they come in a higher supply because
Stacey, our last show, she came in here with a box that she put a bird in that she found on the way here.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And when are you gonna do that?
Well, Lisa knows everything. I was
Did you
like,
know my mom in like a former life? She would do that.
I brought it there.
sincerely.
The neighbor kids would either accidentally ran it over with their bike, going up and down the sidewalk, or one of the neighbor dogs would hate
I
it.
love
My
it.
goal for Nicole 2 years is to get a facility for her Paws. That way,
Oh,
her home becomes a home again. Listen,
yeah,
I understand the passion, but you have to learn how to separate
absolutely.
your passion, your love, your business from your personal life.
I do one room at a time.
Well, I understand that.
One room blended.
This is why we take a dog like him, and we can't do it.
Yeah.
And they're like, where's Nicole? Oh, I'm in the broom closet taking a break. That's where I am allowed.
It's my she room.
Right. And she shed is the closet.
Yeah.
It smells like bleach in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so that would be the next step for you. Perks for Paws to for production and going out and actually having a facility that has staff that has volunteers that take care of these animals, and it doesn't have to be your house.
I know, but I would feel
So if you have a building,
I would
out
feel
there,
guilty if
You want-
I wasn't doing it.
Since the hands on.
feeling guilty has never killed anybody. Being offended has never killed. It's okay to feel guilty sometimes. But know this, you can feel guilty as you walk inside the awesome building that
Well, that would be
Taking care-
amazing.
I would think that and then you can name it after some of those rooms after some of the animals that you've lost trying.
Right. Well, that's why I name all my treats and my coffees, and I put animal pictures on there, and those are some of the most worst case scenarios that you could have happen to you as a foster, and the best case scenarios.
Yep.
So I feature animals that are on both sides, very, very sad and very, very uplifting. And I share all those stories, whether it's good or bad, because you have to take the good with the bad.
You do.
I do a lot of crying You know, you
I know.
lose animals. It sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We've cried together. Stories. She's like, "You do it again." Right.
Have you the tissues?
That's what I do best. Well, you know, I think we need to wrap it up. We're getting into that, but yeah. What a great episode, guys.
Yeah, I love this. I mean, it's just you come here, you can share stuff, and you know we can do this again.
Oh, I'd love it.
Anytime you want to come back, and if you forgot something, write it down.
Sounds
My
good.
next podcast with Nicole.
Sounds good. I'll put it in the ledger.
There you go. There you go. So before we go, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for everything you do. Amazing. And please, people, like, share, watch my podcast. My goal is to share and help people and animals. Go to their website, watch their videos. You will get the chills just like I do. I mean, they will bring you joy. And it might inspire you just to give a little bit. I got to do a shout out. Furball, February 15th, 2025 is going to be at the Tabala Event Center, Rockford. It's through Paws Humane Society. Tickets go on sale in January, I believe. This weekend, I will be at the Rivers Mexican Cantina and Grill. It's called Tricks and Treats. That's in Genoa, Illinois, from 1 to 4, and it's for one of the local rescues there. Also, help is out there. Keep your animals. Contact us, people, us different organizations that can connect you where you need to go. Spay, neuter. I mean, just like the food pantry, my 3 pups in Poplar Grove. Amazing. I love all of them. I'm there almost every week, bothering them, probably talking too much. But I donate and collect a lot of things for them. They have food for your cats, for your dogs, treats, and low cost items like dollar leashes, $3 bowls. They're having a big thing for Christmas, and I hope she's going to be my guest in January. So with that being said, spay, neuter, and be kind where you can be kind and give a little bit back. Thank you. Oh, Max, I forgot